But when you deliver the aid, and you look at and I picked up the hand and I looked at people, and it's like I saw a zombie movie.
Mm-hmm.
There were people there, there were bodies, they were moving, but they were dead.
Mm-hmm.
You look into their eyes, and they're empty, they're dark.
Mm-hmm.
Their eyes are dark. And I moved it to the side, and I started talking to them. Then I came to one of them, and I gave her a hug, and she broke.
Yeah.
She broke in tears. And the second one, and towards the end of that, I saw light in everybody's eyes.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, this is what humanitarian aid is all about. Not the food, but to bring people hope.
Mm-hmm.
Tell people that people care about them.
Yeah.
That the world did not forget about them. That their lives matter, they matter. That's what it's all about.
Hello, and welcome back to On the Edge. For our regular viewers, or maybe for those who follow me on my socials or listen to me on the various podcasts that I do, including Hal Sparks and the Tom Hartman program, amongst others, you'll know that we have not been putting out content for quite some time. And that is because in early January, in a coordinated and calculated attack on civilian infrastructure that had no military reasoning whatsoever, thereby making it a war crime, Russia attacked critical infrastructure within this city, knocking out water, heating, and power to many thousands of people at a time when we are going through one of the most harsh winters that Ukraine has seen in living memory. So, we got connected to a GoFundMe program called Generators for Ukraine, and we'll include the link down below, obviously. And amongst our other supporters of this effort, Lev Parnas, Malcolm Nance, today our guest, and it's only right that our first episode back is with him, is the man on the ground for this GoFundMe, Oleksandr Bolbirer. He is the one that procures the generators. He is the one that delivers them to schools, to homes for the elderly, for these locations that are being set up all around the city called invincibility points, where people can go and they can get warm and they can perhaps get something to eat that's hot. They can connect their phones. They can get connected to the internet. These are vital places. And so Oleksandr is doing fantastic work. And if you can spare $1 or $2 or €1 or whatever to contribute to this effort, it is a good one, and we 100% support it. Now, you'll notice, obviously, also that our sign is out currently. We're going to get that fixed as soon as possible, but we think maybe a fuse blew out because of this electrical situation. It will be rectified because we have taken measures now where we will never be knocked off the air again, as it were. We're going to keep producing content come what may, because those of us in this community recognize that there is a vital need to continue to fight the information war and to counter the narratives coming out of the Kremlin. We here at On the Edge are going to keep bringing to you voices of Ukrainians and people with particular insight into the situation. So, Oleksandr, thank you so much for coming. And I also want to take this opportunity to say thank you for, you may be hearing the hum coming through from outside. This is a common sound in Ukraine, in Kyiv nowadays, because people need generators to provide them with power. And you were kind enough, and you and I spoke with Lev Parnas and Malcolm Nance,
Mm-hmm.
who are all involved in the Generators for Ukraine fundraiser, which we will include a link, and obviously we urge you to contribute. But we decided amongst us that fighting the information war is also an important part of this effort. So you have been so kind, and the Generators for Ukraine group was kind enough to give me custody. I've been saying, Sasha, I've taken custody of a generator because I do think fighting the information war is important, and I think we all agree with that. But of course, I say I took custody of it because, if there's a life or death situation, obviously you can take it back anytime, and I won't complain for a moment. Life is more important than the information war, but fighting the information war is also very important. So tell me, what is the situation with electricity, heating, power, all the utilities that make it essential for people in this capital to live? Tell me a little bit about the situation.
Well, hello, Phil, again.
Hello.
Thank you for having me. So it's an honor to be on your show. And it was an honor to be part of support for this studio, to give that so you can have light. And so you would not stop, so that you would continue to let the world know what's going on here. So you would continue to interview people who care about the world. Because to be honest, my friend, the war we're fighting in Ukraine, it's only our chessboard. But the pieces, they're worldwide. This is not Ukrainian war. This is the world war, because of what's going on in Ukraine. There are a lot of deals to be made. There are a lot of technologies to be brought up to the top, and I believe the whole, as Viga used to, like you play chess, right?
Yeah.
As we know the way the board is supposed to be. So even if you look across from your opponent, you can still put the pieces together because you know how they're supposed to stand. And since you were born, for the first time you saw the game, this is how it's supposed to be. You cannot put horse and the officer switch places and they say it's okay, because it's not okay. The whole game changes. And that's how the world was for the past 80 years, 70 years, whatever. But today, the only thing that stayed the same, maybe, is the board.
Yeah.
All the pieces, they either AI pieces, they either pieces which is, they look there, but they're not there. So the whole chessboard is different.
Yeah.
So how can you play the game if you don't know what the pieces are? If you know what the pieces do today? Which one is the snake? Which one is the horse? Which one's the tower? So I believe, I'm leading up to what you said about the information. I believe that 90% of the world believes that the Tweety bird flies into the sky. And then at the end of the cartoon, believe the news stations, believe what they read, believe what they hear, because they got used to believing that. They were taught to believe the authorities. But today, my friend, authorities are not, as we say in Florida, if the government tells you to run when there's a hurricane, you stay home, buddy. If the government tells you to stay home, that's when you run. So the things changed. And I believe whoever controls the information, it's like the world famous book, War and Peace.
Tolstoy.
Yeah. To fight the war, you need to have a strong peace.
Yeah.
And they look at the Soviet Union. They beat the Germans because they till the peace. The people got up, worked 24/7, made tanks, made weapons, and they won because of the till. And I call that peace. Same way, As you go hunt, if you don't have a good supportive family, then you can come back into the cave, feed them and reboot and get your strength back, then you can go back out and hunt again.
Yeah.
So this is the same thing right now.
Well, I have said this many times on this show, and I've said this many times over the years, is we thought in the West, when we won the Cold War and the wall came down, that our system would go east. Democracy, rule of law, voting rights, civil rights,
stability.
the foundation
The
of
foundation.
our societies, that would go east, and that Russia would become like a Western liberal democracy.
Some people thought it was going to break up.
Some people thought it was going to break up, but a lot of people thought that because we had won the Cold War, that our system would go east.
He would impose it.
What happened, or they would adopt it. What actually happened is their corruption and their lies and the way that they manipulate minds and all of that poison came west. And I've seen it for years. And I saw it because I lived in Moscow in the 90s. I saw what they did. I saw how Putin operated. I saw how the Russians manipulate their people with information and corruption and compromise and all these other things. Yeah. And I knew in the 90s this could be a problem. This could be a real problem. When I started to see all the money going into Saint-Tropez and Paris and London and New York and,
I've seen that.
I knew the danger of it. So I'm here in Ukraine because the Ukrainians are fighting on the front, the actual shooting war. But I think this war is all over the globe. You're absolutely right.
There's so many shadows that we don't see.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful for what you do. I wish because you know what it is. Just like with these generators, like I told my cousins in America, left partners, when it first started, I said, listen, even if you don't have all the money yet, even if the people didn't give the money yet, I said, I'm gonna go on the lamb, and I'll guarantee that they will pick him up. But because tomorrow it might be too late.
Yeah.
I said we have one window, and I sent like almost 20 something in one shot. I delivered him to Nova Pochta. And I sent him over there. I said, I'll follow. And I'll follow and I'll give him. I said, because I don't want him to stay in the warehouse. Because tomorrow somebody can break the warehouse.
Yeah.
And the guy says, I don't have him anymore. I said, I want to take him. I want to send him. So we know we can help people.
And it's urgent. It's urgent. Right
Yeah.
now, we are having one of the harshest winters in Ukraine in the last 10 years.
Yes.
It is Arctic. And people are living here in Kyiv without power for sometimes days on end, and people are dying because people are dying right now, and it is not getting the attention it deserves. And I think we really need to explain to my audience, and hopefully many people will watch this because it's an important message. People are dying right now because the Russians are depriving them of the utilities that allow them to survive in a winter like this.
Well, I would call this. It's not I wouldn't say a Holocaust. But it's
a war crime.
It's genocide.
Yeah,
I call it a genocide. Listen, when you send a missile to the power station.
Mm-hmm.
And you shut it down. I mean, it blows up.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2 hours later, when the emergency workers are trying to fix it to save people's lives, because imagine, a missile comes in, it hits the power station. This power station powers out the house right here that a father is fighting the war and the mother is with the year-old baby. I'm giving you a hypothetical example.
Yeah.
Power station
This is
down,
not an uncommon story.
But this is like wherever you put the finger, you're going to find this.
Yeah.
So let's say the power station is down. There is no power. So mother cannot go to the store. She cannot leave the baby. It's freezing outside. So they're both freezing and they're both hungry. So if this is not a genocide, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
So At the same time, as people drop their families and rush to fix this power station, and they got all the supplies and they got all the tools in, they send a second missile
Yep.
to hit the people they're trying to fix it.
Yep.
This is the war crimes is too light. This is it's like, as I've seen in prison movies, and in prison movies they show that if they bring some pedophile,
Yeah.
pedophile, somebody who
Child molester.
or whatever, usually the inmate clean the floor with the person.
Yeah.
He becomes lower than a dog. That's what's supposed to be done to people that do this.
Yeah.
Because listen, I deliver aid from I was in Bakhmut the last day. When I was last day in Bakhmut is when everything was coming down. I mean, they were shooting from there, and as we were walking, we brought the last 100 boxes of aid to the basement, and we saw blood on the steps. I said, "What is this?" He says, "Those are the people that were helping. You read about the one that got killed." I said, "Okay, that makes me feel better." We went everywhere. I mean, Torietsk, I got medals for that, which is, what I'm saying is how deep you've been to.
Yeah.
And I heard the stories. I had people drop their heads on my shoulder, and I'll give them a chance to cry it out, to give them, because when you walk into the room and you have 20, 30 people sitting there waiting for you to give them the aid. And the aid we were giving is the box contained the sunflower oil, rice,
Maybe some pasta.
everything.
Yeah.
The family of 4 can live for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what we were delivering. And when I left them, we delivered like over 2 million. Thank you, Howard Buffett, for all your help that you do as well, because he does support, and he helps us. He helped us do that. But when you deliver the aid, and you look at and I picked up the hand and I looked at people, and it's like I saw a zombie movie.
Mm-hmm.
There were people there, there were bodies, they were moving, but they were dead.
Mm-hmm.
You look into their eyes, and they're empty, they're dark.
Mm-hmm.
Their eyes are dark. And I moved it to the side and I started talking to them. Then I came to one of them and I gave her a hug, and she broke.
Yeah.
She broke in tears. And the second one, and towards the end of that, I saw light in everybody's eyes.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, this is what humanitarian aid is all about. Not the food, but to bring people hope.
Mm-hmm.
Tell people that people care about them.
Yeah.
That the world did not forget about them. That their lives matter. They matter. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And that's why we do what we do. That's why you do what you do. That's why I do what I do.
Why all of us are doing what
Yep.
we're doing.
But
And I don't.
about the energy.
Yeah.
They made it. This is for them as an act of. So it's like the last thing they can do,
Yeah.
because they cannot use the
What?
missiles. They cannot do that.
Wait, like a nuclear?
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's not.
They
gonna
won't.
happen.
They won't let them do that.
No.
China won't. They won't. Anyway.
And also, if they did, the moment they did
No,
it,
it's-
everything would be over.
Yeah,
There would be
it's
a
out-
no-fly
it's out of the
zone. There
question.
would be. Yeah.
On the front line, they're going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
This thing that happened with the Starlink, my sources tell me they're right now pushing up on the people they have in prisons, Ukrainians,
Yeah.
to press them, so the families or whatever would set up an accounts in Ukraine, legal accounts, so they would use the Starlink.
So they go to Ukrainian prisoners of war and say, "We're going to beat you, kill you, whatever it is, unless you talk to your family and set up a Ukrainian account."
The old KGB way.
Ugh.
Anyway, but this is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't put it past them.
No,
I mean, they've done worse.
I would put nothing past
No,
them.
I put nothing past them.
So what happens is, right now they assaults almost to minimum, because no Starlink, no internet, and one thing I say about Russians, name me one thing they created. Everything they have, they steal. They don't create nothing. They only know how to destroy. They don't know how to create. Anyway, so that, and the only thing they can do right now, because listen, I tried to do, when I came from America,
Hmm.
they called me over there. I tried to do business there. I had technology stuff, and when I went in there for a couple of weeks, and I looked at that, and then after that I came to Kyiv. I said, "Are you kidding me? What, Russia? This is the energy. This is the place to work. This is the place
Oh,
to
yeah.
live, because it's so negative over there." So for them, the most dangerous thing for Russian government is for them, if Russians even get an idea the Ukrainian people live better than they, it's the end of Russia.
Yeah.
They will destroy him.
Yeah.
So they always, the whole propaganda is they are much better than they. They are better than they. And that's why they won't let their soldiers come back and talk about how good we live over here. They won't let them come back. They'll send them as a meat. They will send them as a meat. So nothing comes back.
Yeah.
Plus they don't have to pay him. That's a different story. So for them, hitting our infrastructure and the hitting is an act of weakness, because they cannot deal with strength. This is cowardness. So they had to switch to being cowards, and bring discomfort to elderly, children, women.
Yeah.
To the people way of life. This is lower than the coward. I mean, this is very low, but they have not. This is the only way they can show. They can show the pictures to the people of how terrible we live.
Yeah.
So this is for them. It's like a last show. They can,
And there is no military reason for hitting a thermal heating plant.
Zero.
The only thing that they are trying to do is make the Ukrainian people suffer, so that
Not even suffer. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go
you.
ahead.
Not even suffer. No, not suffer. And believe me, it's working. Partially, what they do is working, because I talk to a lot of people. It's working. They want people to live. They don't want to. They want to hurt infrastructure. Believe me, for them, if they kill somebody, it's too much headache for them, because it'd be too much noise. They just want people to live, because if people live, they burn less energy, they buy less stuff, they buy no gas, the economy goes down, the GDP goes, everything goes down. They want people to live. If the less Ukrainians stay here, then they win.
Mhm.
The more Ukrainians come back to Ukraine, the economy starts coming up.
So they want people to leave. They want people out. They're trying to make them suffer so much that they can't.
Because if
yeah.
somebody left, oh, thanks God, I'm in Poland, I'm so much better. Another girlfriend comes.
Yeah.
Another one comes. And they have one empty house, two empty houses. Another, my friend, I drove hundreds of times delivering aid in Kupiansk, in Chasiv Yar, all over there in Kharkiv. And brother, you drive, and you drive from one ghost town to the next ghosts.
Yeah.
Ghosts. I mean, those are little villages that had 20, 30 houses, ghost towns, not a single person in them, because people left. And I've been through Mirnograd, Avdiivka, all of them, ghost towns. Some people still stay in basements, they live in basements, but
some people are stubborn; they don't want to leave, or they've lived their entire life there.
I came to this old lady, and she got hurt. So I happened to deliver aid at the time to Avdiivka, and we were on the bulletproof van. So I said, I'll take her to Salidova. So we took her to Salidova, to the hospital. And as we drive there, she's crying. I said, Ma, why are you crying, mother? Why are you crying? She says, how am I going to get back? I said, get back where? I said, you live in the basement. There's explosion every 15, 20 seconds. Come back where? She says, but I don't want to go anywhere. I bury my daughter there. I bury my family there. I don't want to leave them. And there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And they stay there. There were places that I delivered on Friday. Then I come there on Tuesday, and there is no more corner. That's it. The place is gone, and I know there used to be people there. So there is nothing. There is nothing that has to do with military. They want to destroy our way of life. They want to destroy our way of thinking because they're afraid of us.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are way smarter than them. Because all they know, like even when I'm in consulting, in international consulting for many years, and when I used to talk to businessmen from Russia, this is the idea. Oh, Alex, you have factories. Let's set up a line. We'll buy 2-3 containers. Then we order about 20 and we don't pay them.
Yeah.
I said, but you know how difficult it is to get the trust, to get the line going to make money. I said, why would you want to destroy that? Why not make the money for the long run? See, Western mentality is we spend so much money into building it, the platform, so you can work in it for many years to come,
Yeah.
and make money. Over here is different. Like, for example, over there was a place by the hotel. We used to buy tiramisu.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most delicious tiramisu I ever tasted. Even in New York, I didn't taste one that good. And then one morning I come back and you can't even eat it. The next day I come back, you can't even eat it. So I asked, I said, why? He says, oh, you're probably not from around here. I said, no, I'm just busy. I'm talking to some people want to do some things. He says, they put all good stuff. They build the market of people coming every day buy it. And then what they do is, instead of using the mascarpone, using all the good stuff, they use the cheapest, most disgusting. So they almost make 90% profit on it.
Yeah.
And by the time people realize that it's not good, the money they're going to make.
I've seen this so many times.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
Different
about.
mentality.
It's a different mentality. And, it's not... I'm painting with a broad brush, but I lived in Russia. I've studied Russia for many, many years. I speak, albeit very bad Russian, but I speak Russian. I understand
then you know
them.
what I'm talking about.
But here's the point I think you're trying to make, and I'll try to, maybe articulate it for our audience, is that there is a mentality in Russia of grab what you can grab today. Because there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
No.
We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And usually it's bad.
Very bad.
For Russians. Things, you don't.
They'll lose money.
If you get big and powerful in Russia, you become a target for other people who are big and powerful.
Yes.
And they fight amongst one another. Everything is binary. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Yeah. And it's a different mentality even than, obviously in the West, but even here in Ukraine. I've spoken to so many Ukrainians who are building things and they're looking to the future. And when this war is over, what kind of country are we going to build? What kind of Ukraine are we going to build? You talk about the woman breaking down and crying on your shoulder. People don't understand it's right beneath the surface that there's this trauma and pain. But I have also seen some of the most amazing strength and compassion and optimism.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like
than what I've seen in Ukraine. It's
nowhere. Nothing like that.
It is people, I have friends that say to me, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? It's a war. There's a war over there, Phil. You could be. You have a nice house. You have a cottage in Michigan on the lake. It's beautiful. You could go.
You live in Michigan?
I have a cottage in Michigan. I'm from both Michigan and California.
I live in Detroit. That's why I'm asking.
Oh yeah, well Detroit's great.
I lived in the Royal Oak.
Oh, great. Yeah, I like Detroit an awful lot. But people say to me, Phil, what are you doing over there in the war? You go back to the cottage, sit, drink a beer, watch the waves come in and enjoy. What are you doing? And I say to them, this is one of the greatest privileges of my life is to try to bring the message of what is happening here and who the Ukrainian people are to the world so that they understand. I have never seen people as strong as I have seen in Ukraine. And not just it's not mythological. It's not, they're humans. They break down. Some of them are corrupt. Some of them are weak. Some of, the whole range of humans. They're not magical. But I've never seen a people as, in general, a community, a nation that is standing together for not just today's fight, but for generations reaching out into the future. If the Russians win here, which they're not going to do, but if they were to regain control of Ukraine, God knows when they could then when Ukrainians could seek for a better life. But what I know for a fact, because I've seen it for these last 4 years, and I've been coming to Ukraine for over 2 decades, the strength and the will and the optimism and the just generosity, the community, it's such a privilege to be here for me. And so I'm always happy to have somebody on to talk about this kind of thing. I mean,
well,
what's the morale like out there? How are people? You talk about them breaking down. You talk about the struggles, the suffering, the trauma.
About the morale, when Trump went against one Ukrainian, my brother, you know what's the first thing I said? I said, "Oh, he's gonna break his teeth."
This is your brother, love partner.
Yeah, I say he's gonna break his teeth.
Yeah.
When in February 2022, when Russians attacked, when my wife woke me up 4 in the morning, it says, "Wake up, we're under attack." I'm laughing about it, but this is I cannot describe this. When you lay down, you boom, boom. I go outside to smoke a pipe, and I hear I hear machine guns, and I'm standing behind the wall like this, covering just in case, because I know bullets are stupid. So I'm like, I lived through it. I mean, who could imagine a guy from who grew up in New York to wind up in the war?
Yeah,
but people took this. How can I explain that? Yeah, they were scared people. But people in almost the next morning, they were adopting. They were adopting. They put it this, they did this, they did that. People were adopting. And when I was, because I have pictures, that's how left Aaron Partners, left son.
Yes.
I was talking to him, and he saw the picture of my daughter. She was 7-year-old at that time. And she was in the bathtub with the mattress, sleeping with a little toy terrier. I have a picture, and covered with another mattress, a little shorter, so she could breathe. That's where she was sleeping. So I sent him that picture, and he says that picture is what pushed me to do what I do, because he's an attorney. So
I had a very similar situation happen. We were blessed within the On the Edge team that our editor brought into the world a little baby boy during this war. And he sent me a picture. And I just said, that child is going to grow up in a Ukraine that is free, that is sovereign, that is prosperous, that, there's lots of work to be done, but that child is not going to grow up under the thumb of Moscow. And I'm going to do everything that I can in my power to make it. And that is why we do this show.
Yep.
That generation, and the generation that boy will father, and the generation after that, and the generation after that.
That's where it will take.
And Moscow will never,
they already lost.
They've already lost.
You asked me what the mood is. I saw the moods fly by since the war started. I'm gonna stretch it a little bit just to get a point out of it. When the first war started, when I said my daughter was sleeping in the bathtub, jumping every time there was an explosion, there were a lot of them. So I decided to send them to Europe, And as I was driving to Ivano-Frankivsk, to France, so from there I can send through the border because I wasn't going to go anywhere.
Hmm.
And on the way, we stop in two cities, and people that we never saw before in our lives, just through some network. Mother and son met us. We were two families
Hmm.
with two kids.
Okay.
Mother took us to her place. Son took it to his place. Gave us the bed. Fed us. In the morning, gave us breakfast. Shook our hands.
Yeah.
We didn't even exchange the phone numbers. We wished each other luck, and we kept on going. That's how Ukraine became when the war started.
Yeah.
And I say Ukraine, the neighbor, said hello to his neighbor that they did not know before. And even though I sent my daughter and her mom to Austria, they lived in Austria for 5 months. After 5 months, I said, "We want to come home." I said, "Yeah, but our explosions, we don't care.
Yeah.
I want to be home."
Yeah.
And they've been, yeah, of course, there are attacks and everything else, but that's how Ukrainians are. In 2023, in the spring, Ukrainian people acted as they already won. That's how much strength there was in counteroffensive.
Hmm.
But of course, Mr. Biden took care of that.
Mm.
The weapons didn't come, the munitions didn't come in time. You cannot shoot this, you cannot do this. Here's a condom, but you cannot get laid, excuse my French. So that's how it was.
Yeah, I remember.
That's how it was. And I saw people were ready, oh my God, they were ready to go all the way to Moscow.
Yeah.
And they did everything to try to break their will. And then right after that, the red hat came out. The orange too big Donnie comes in.
Yeah.
And as soon when too big Donnie comes in, the Russians all of a sudden they get an extra muscle. Because I remember before he came on, they were on the floor. They were on the floor. They were barely moving. And he gave him life. But right now, people were I'm coming to this. You asked me the mood. People were Ukraine. He used to survive because of somebody else. Different grants, European grants, American grants, different programs, paying for this, paying for that. So there was always a way. And they were kind of, you know what, no matter what we do, America's going to keep on helping us, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. And that's why you see this, they stole this money, somebody stole that money.
Yeah.
So what? Listen, if I drink a couple of this, there's still water there. And as soon as they see it's empty, they're going to put more. This is the mentality.
Yeah.
But now, with the Trump acting the way he's acting, most of Ukrainians, they don't count on America anymore.
No. It's
they don't
really depressing.
They know that the Tuvik Dani plays a double game. They know that the Europe got a big P instead of balls because they never pull the trigger when they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I usually call them day late dollar shirt because that's the way they act. That's the way they always act, and by the time when it's already, then they move. And today, Ukraine has the best weapons, the best technology, and
they're going to start exporting.
Yeah, they're already starting.
Well, they already are, but
listen. While
it used to be that America was the arsenal of liberty, not anymore.
That changed. Ukraine, and in Ukraine. Well, listen, we can talk about that. In the international league. Why do you think they make them? There are soldiers in Ukraine right now from every country. They see how the weapons work. They see how the technologies work. Because post-war, the day the war stops, Ukraine is going to be number one worldwide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mark my words, this was going to happen.
I haven't a doubt in my mind.
So if you look at Germany, they got blown up, destroyed. Yeah. They became number one in cars and everything else. Look at Japan. Two atomic bombs. They're number one with electronics, with cars. So every country that they usually goes to war, he has a rise
Mm-hmm.
because the whole world is going to be involved in rebuilding Ukraine. And even before the war, I was in OON. I made an article, problem solution, about the jar of waters and everything else. And even at that meeting, it was said that the Ukraine is advertisement of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine is like when you look at the window at the department store. So Ukraine is the show of the future,
Mm-hmm.
because no country in the world has that. If you got your phone, I don't need my driver license, I don't need my passport, I don't need nothing. I have DIA, and if I have DIA, I have everything.
And DIA is
DIA is a program. It's a government program
right.
that in it everything is 100% in this. Over here is she says documents. I have everything here, all my papers, my driver license, every passport I have, my work code, your whole life is in here.
Mm.
So if you show it to the official, you open it in India,
Mm-hmm.
it's legit.
Yeah.
So no country in the world has that, and there are a lot of technology that we already implement even before the war.
Yeah.
That they're using today. So
Well, I mean, the obvious one is drones, but I mean, there's so much.
I'm not even going besides drones.
No. I mean, you can talk about so many different sectors.
Ours, we made something similar to Tomahawk, which is about 30 times cheaper and goes further. So I wouldn't even go there. But I'm talking about that. Russians, they want to accomplish three things. They want to decapitalize us
Mm-hmm.
totally.
Yep.
So we can't even lift our head.
Yep.
We have the best weaponry. We have the best technologies. We went the other way around. They want to destroy the Ukrainian language.
Yeah.
They want us to speak Russian. Right now, even the people that know how to speak Russian, they're ashamed of it.
Yeah.
When I talk Russian, I'm ashamed of it sometimes.
Yeah. The only way I get away with it is because I'm a foreigner, and they can tell that I'm.
And I'm also, believe me, I also come when I used to stand top of the semi truck, open up the M8, and I would start talking Russian. I said, I apologize. I lived in America for 40 years. I forgot my Ukrainian. I said, but I'm learning. I said, I promise you, every time I come back, I'm going to be speaking more and more. I'm learning. So that didn't work because everybody wants to speak Ukrainian now.
Yeah.
And the third, they want to break up NATO.
Yeah.
Well, for them, unfortunately, but NATO is about to become the strongest, because the only way they could have even maybe succeeded if Trump played on their side.
Yeah.
On their side, let's say I'm in Europe, maybe Europe would have chilled. But the way Trump is acting and the way Russia's acting with his drones over Poland or someplace else, they woke up. They woke the world up. So Russia, people that were supposed to go in the deep sleep, got totally awake.
The day the war started, with the full-scale invasion, because this war has been going on for a long time, but the day the full-scale war invasion started, I posted on my social media a painting by my favorite painter from this part of the world, Ilya Repin. And perhaps you know some of Repin's work. One is The Death of the Tsarevich, in which Ivan Grozny, Ivan IV, Ivan the Terrible, killed his own son in a fit of madness and rage. And the day the full-scale invasion started, I posted on my social media, that's Putin. That's Putin. Putin is going to kill the thing that he says he loves.
Yeah.
Just like Ivan Grozny killed the Tsarevich.
And he's going to kill Russia.
And he's going to kill Russia.
No, but he already killed it.
Yeah.
It's just the death hasn't come yet. When it's not going to remain the same.
I don't think anybody can really predict what it's going to be like after they lose this war. But when they lose this war, they're going to have to change.
It's going to have, but every time they lose bad.
Yeah.
They never lose light. They always lose bad.
And they never win unless they're in an alliance.
No,
I mean,
no.
the Russians like to pretend that they're great war fighters. You know, they say, "Oh, we won World War II" and all the rest of it. They won World War II because they were part of an alliance. They won the Napoleonic War because they were part of an alliance.
Of course,
They don't fight well on their own.
They don't know how.
They don't know how.
Let me tell you something.
They've got lots of men, and they use lots of cannons. But that's it.
The war changed. I had it on my Substack that a few months ago. I said that in the old days, if you have a lot of tanks, a lot of machinery, and you have a million people army, you can win any war. And that's how they used to win wars.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, the more people you put on the field, the more people Jones will kill.
Yeah.
So nowadays you fight the war with 5-10 people because they quiet, nobody hears them, and they can move incognito. Now when you put up a big like look at Bucha, several miles of tanks and machinery came to Bucha. So what they did, they hit the first, they hit the last, and then destroy the whole column.
Yeah, like the Russians did in Grozny. Yeah. They never change. Grozny was 25 years ago, 27 years ago.
And
they did the exact same thing, and the Chechens used the exact same tactic as the Ukrainians did in Bucha, and the Russians didn't adapt. They didn't change.
But they don't change.
Well, they have adapted.
Listen,
we hear from the front lines.
My friend, you can even teach a monkey to talk.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, they don't have it. Let's get back to the electrical situation. Let's get back. I want to talk to you about some specific.
Okay, let me finish.
You finish your thought.
With electric, for example, left side of the river, Darnica and that place around there, they're not going to get hit till then this year.
They're not going to
get hit this year.
Yeah,
they won't.
No.
I spoke to some of my sources today, and it got so frozen already that the pipes are cracked. So even if you fix the station, the pipes that do the logistics of the heat, they already messed up. So not enough. By the time they fix it, it's done.
Yeah.
Number two, all our TETs, all our stations that produce heat, they all got to be fixed. Every one of them needs to be fixed.
And it's my understanding also changed from a central system to a more regional.
That's the problem.
It's the old Soviet way.
Me and Lev spoke about it already on several substances that people just can't understand how it could be. In America, Europe, it's a long time ago. Every house, every building has its own source of heating up the water and maintain the heat.
Yeah.
The only thing that city does is supplies you with the cold water. That's it. Nothing else. Only with one pipe of water. In Ukraine, like former Soviet Union, the way the system is set up, the heat, the hot water is supplied by the city.
Mm-hmm.
So unless it's a private house someplace in the suburbs, and even not all of them have that, everybody depends on October 15th, the heat to go on, and March 15th, the heat to go off. So those 6 months, the heat's people know that it's going to be hot water and it's going to be heat. So big buildings, especially big buildings like apartment buildings, they definitely don't have it. A lot of private houses already adopted to it. They put in their own heating systems, the batteries.
Yeah, the power station, the
power
little
stations.
solid state power station.
But the buildings, like right now where I live, they finally, like 2 weeks ago, they put up the generator. So when the power is out, the circulating pump works and it pumps the heat. And my wife says, "Oh, we're going to have heat all the time now." I said, "No, we don't." She says, "Why?" "But we put the generator. What do we pay money for?" I said, "If the power station, city power station, if Russians don't destroy it, and it makes heat, the steam, and there is steam in the pipes that you see throughout the city, then we'll be able to pump it. But if there is no steam coming through the pipes from the city, You can have 10 generators. You won't get no heat
Yeah.
because you gotta have steam in the pipes, and that's what they hit. I was driving
Those
by
thermal
the
stations. Yeah.
I was driving by the usually the South Bridge, and on the left you have that's two pipes, that's, and the pipes are fully they making heat. But I looked at that's it looks worse than Avdiivka. Not a single window. It looks like oh my god, it looks like 1945.
Because they've been targeting it for 4 years now.
Somehow, thank God, it works. Somehow it works. But you know what? I think after this war, our technologies, the way we fix things, how can you explain that the missile comes into the power station, blows it up, and 3 hours later we get power?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're having a tough time in this area.
It's not easy.
We get about 4 hours of electricity, normally without the generator.
Well, but
it's
listen.
And what you and I have joked about this before. What do we all do? The second the power comes back on, we run around like crazy, chickens with our heads cut off.
It's a system already.
Plugging in batteries and trying to recharge batteries so that
I scare my wife. Put on the machine. Put on that machine. But you know what? I read an article today, and it says that 80% of storage in Germany, France, Spain, UK of EcoFlow batteries.
Yeah, the power station batteries.
They're all gone. They're all empty. They're already here.
Yeah.
And they don't know where else to get them now because, I'm not too crazy about ordering. I even tell my daughter to use, what's that site that everybody ordered from? It's from China. What's that site? Alibaba. So, because, listen, and maybe some people will get angry with me, but the truth speaks for itself. Without China's okay, Russia would never attack.
No. Russia's a client state now.
They would never attack. And I know from my sources why I said they will not use the weapon, because China won't allow it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Believe me, they would have. They're crazy enough they would have already done something to our power stations and everything else. They don't have the okay for that, because China won't let them do that. Yeah. Because deep inside, China knows that we know. And I'm very, like my partner. He deals with the armored cars and everything else. And if he needs to buy some supplies for drones or for anything else, he has to buy it for his European companies and then deliver here, because China won't sell to Ukraine.
Yeah.
They won't sell to Ukraine. So you want to tell me they're not involved? They are involved. So that's why we cannot buy my stuff from them. Plus, I used to have a brand. I used to lease a Hyundai brand. Hyundai, like a car, Hyundai.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I used to put them on the, so I know the factories in China and stuff. I used to be in technologies a little bit. That was part of my business. And Chinese, I'd be super shocked. I think every single device in the world has something that belongs to them, because they make them all.
Yeah.
So I would think twice before ordering something for Ukraine from there. I just don't trust them anymore, because I think they're bad for Ukraine. So anyway, but this right now, the way it's happening, as you see a lot of places, it's like a clockwork, 8 hours power, 8 hours power. Why? The batteries last for about 8 hours.
Yeah.
They give the power. So the inverters charge up batteries, EcoFlow charged up, so everything charged up, so they can shut off for another 6-8 hours. Yep. And it's already a system. It's already a system, because everybody
I know.
But in my building, when the power, like I go on the balcony, I smoke a pipe, I go on the balcony, and there's a smoke, I see clink.
Yeah.
The lights went out. And then you see boom, about 30-40% of the lights went on.
Yeah, because everybody's plugging in their EcoFlows.
Plugging in the EcoFlows and you see everything. So Ukraine, adopt. If there is no power, people go outside. They make shish kebabs outside. They play music.
Start a fire so that everybody can.
And that's what Russians do. They did everything to put fear in us. But instead, what do we do? We get up. He says, "That's it. That's all you got. That's all you got." Because whatever doesn't kill us, make us stronger. And I tell you one thing. Starting tomorrow is going to be big drop down. It's going to be 0 minus 1. Mm-hmm. It's going to get a lot warmer. All this is going to melt. And the moment the freeze drops, they lost.
Yeah. We just need to make it to spring.
They lost. Listen, there's only 20 days left.
Yeah.
They lost. My friend, I have a good news for all the whoever listens in Ukraine. I saw the stats in mid-March, plus 20. Plus 20, my friend. Anomaly is gonna go. Just like it was, what they say. I remember how it was in the old age. If you freeze in the winter, you fry in the summer. If you don't freeze in the winter, you're going to have a cool summer. Yeah. It's always like, it's always like that. Yeah, I know. The colder the winter, the hotter the summer.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to broil in the summer.
I already told my team, and I told Evas, I said, we got to gear up because when April comes, and it's going to be a lot of places, the hygiene is number one. Mm-hmm. It's going to get hot. And we already got to start making getting the dry shower packs and get everything ready, because it's going to be. I believe when the war finishes, that's when the real work will start.
Well, this is also true. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done.
Right now, we get help for everything.
Yeah,
we get a lot of help. God bless all our partners. Yeah. God bless all the people that help Ukraine. God bless you all. I mean, thank you for standing with us. Thank you for helping us, and because we fight this war not just for us. We fight this war for the world. We fight this world for America, for Europe. We fight for everybody, but we don't fight alone. The world is with us. Mm-hmm. America's with us, even if he's partially semi on his side. That the people, 73% of Americans back up Ukraine.
Yeah,
that's not a small numbers. So the world is for democracy. Democracy will win.
I agree. However, I have a criticism of the West is that the awareness is not there. That's why we started this show. People don't. I don't think people know what's happening here right now. I mean, not to the extent that they. I think this is a potential human catastrophe of huge proportions.
It's on the blade. It's on the blade every day. It's on the blade.
It's on a blade. That's right. It's just
on the blade every day.
And I don't think people know there are people dying. There are people suffering in ways that you can't possibly imagine because of the exposure to the winter. And then there's the knock-on effect. People, the streets aren't normally the streets, the sidewalks, the pavement, they're taken care of. Always.
This is the first year I see that.
This is the first year I've seen it like this, and people are falling and hurting themselves on the pavement because there's ice everywhere. I at one point, Alex, today, I was almost afraid that we wouldn't be able to have this discussion because the lock on my door is so frozen that it is almost breaking my key just to open up my door. People don't think about, it's not just one thing. It's the thing that goes after that and after that and after that. Everything is affected by this. Everything.
But listen, I'll tell you one thing. How many people think about it for 1 second? How many countries do you know that when you ask somebody, how are you? And the response would be, well, I woke up this morning. I'm already doing good.
Yeah.
This is not a joke.
No, not at all.
I have a friend. Who goes to sleep every night, and he especially kisses his wife. They hug each other because they don't know if they're going to say good morning to each other.
Yeah.
They're saying goodbye to each other every night because they do not know if it's going to be last.
Yeah.
I mean, some people say it's crazy. Just think about it. It's true. Every one of us in Ukraine, you included, we can go to sleep and you don't know where it's gonna land.
Yeah.
That's why you know what they say. If you wanna make God laugh, tell me about your plans.
Yeah, it's so true. And yet people are planning. People are looking to the future. When you talk about, I talk about my friends who when you run around, you plug in your battery station, your power stations, and then the power goes out, and you just hope that you have enough left in your power stations and your echo flows to make it until the power comes back on.
Yep.
But they do it. And if the power does go out, they, light candles and get heat from candles.
But nobody bitches about it.
Nobody bitches about it. And you're also right when you say, when you come up to a Ukrainian, Yakti, how are you? And you know what? My friends, the people I meet on the streets, the people I interact with, they just go,
All right.
And you don't have to say anything more than that.
Yeah.
You instantly understand one another.
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here today.
That's
I'm
it.
living.
And I'm making a difference.
It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. I'm not happy. This is difficult and hard and painful and traumatic. But fuck those Russians.
Yeah, but you know something? But everybody's making a difference.
Yeah. Everybody's pitching in.
People that might not have something themselves, as you said about the generators. People that might not have something yourself, but he'll break it in half and he'll give it to the person that needs it.
Yeah.
I would be just like I would drive through the some of the cities with aid, and I see a teenager. It's maybe 5 degrees outside, and teenager in the windbreaker. And I look at her and say, "Oh my God!" So I said, "Pull over." So I stop by. I take off my jacket. I said, "Oh, it fits you perfect." I said, "Here, good luck, buddy."
Yeah.
And my wife said, "What's your jacket?" I said, "Are you crazy?" I said, "Yeah, but at least I have a chance to go get another one."
Yeah.
I said, "He doesn't." So and everybody's like that. I see
Everybody.
I saw people out there that have nothing, but yet they put a mask for themselves. And then they put it to the people they need, and it amazes me because like everybody cares, everybody believes in each other, and people, because you know what it is, I'm afraid of a lot of things. Like one guy told me, he says, "I'm afraid of death. I want to live, but I'm more afraid of being under the Russian thumb than I am afraid of being dead."
Yeah.
And you know what? It's very deep, but it's very true.
Yeah.
Because look at the difference. Prisoners of war. Look at how we give Russian prisoners. They get fat. They like this, mouth like this.
Mm-hmm.
Look at our boys that come back.
They look like skeletons.
They're all skeletons.
Yeah. And
the things they do to them.
Oh, I know. We've spoken to people about what it's like to be a prisoner of war.
I mean, I think every one of me is a hero for just living through this stuff. But the animals.
Yeah.
This is animals.
The brutality of it all is.
Oh my God! I mean, sometimes I even get a bad dream about it, so I try not to talk about it as much. But I heard one story was told to me many years ago about how Russia's invasion in Lugansk and Donetsk.
Mm-hmm.
And it says the soldier comes in, grabs the mother, put a knife right through her hand, so she wouldn't even move, and doesn't care who's in the house.
Yeah,
do the brutal thing, and then just walk out.
Well, and rule by fear. I mean, I talked to people who were in Kherson, for example, when it was occupied. And if you want to learn anything in a Ukrainian town, where do you go? you go find the babushka.
Yes, babushkas.
You find the grandmothers. You find
Yes, they know
the
everything.
old women sitting in courtyards, chatting away, watching everything. And I went and I spoke to one of these one of these groups of babushka in Kherson, and they said everybody knew where the torture center was because the Russians wanted you to know that they were torturing people. They would wait to drop the torture victims on the corner, on the street. They'd wait until Monday when everybody was going to work so that everybody saw that house.
That house.
That's where the Russians are torturing people.
Behave.
So behave, or you could be in that house tomorrow.
Well,
That's how they operate. And
it's all up here.
It's so different than what, I mean, Ukrainians are not Russians. And this is the thing that the Russians, we've talked about all of these topics, but there's one thing that the Russians should have known about Ukrainians. They're never going to give up. They're never going to bend the knee to them again. It's over. It's done. I saw it on Maidan. I saw it on Maidan in 2014, and it was over. 2014.
Yep.
Ukrainians said,
I was here when that happened.
Well, that's why I'm here now.
I was up.
I was here. I was on. Yeah.
I was up
near the presidential.
Because there's a music center there with my daughter. My daughter used to go there, so I was up there. I don't think I ever ran as hard as I ran. I heard the whistle right next to my ear.
Oh, this is when they were shooting.
Yeah, I heard the whistle. So I was close to that. I was here when it happened.
Yeah.
But, about the Kherson, I was there on the second day. The second day we came there on the square, Kherson, the main
after
square.
the liberation of Kherson?
After the liberation.
Right. Which was an
Zelensky
amazing
there.
day.
We were the day following day.
Yeah.
First, we were going through little towns, this Humanol. And as I walk into the town, I say, and they tell me, evacuation. I go around and say evacuation? So what are you talking about? He says, but the place just got liberated. Who are they evacuating from? So why are they living? Why are these people living? Because I guess they gave me a chance to live, whoever they were. And a lot of old ladies told me they would beat us, but I won't take it. I said, what do you mean? She says, Russians were forcing us to take the aid. And she says, and a lot of us wouldn't take it. So they were angry at us because we did not take the aid.
Mm.
So as we came to the Kherson Square, there must have been like 6,000 people in the square.
Yeah.
We unloaded. I have pictures that we're standing with the soldiers like this, back to back, because I know they were going to walk all over us. And we, with three full semis, we emptied the square. We emptied the square, and I had one small van full of bars, sweet bars, breakfast bars. That had a whole line. I was giving them to the children. We had some other things. We had hygiene stuff. So we emptied. We were there till like 7 o'clock at night, and we emptied the square. We actually emptied the square. But when I went to Kherson, we were driving through. I have a picture. I'm standing with the watermelon by the Kherson gate.
Yeah, there you go. Because the symbol of Kherson is a watermelon.
With bunch of, it was. We took a picture with the Legion, the European Legion.
Yeah.
With them. Anyway, but as we were, no, a second. Yeah, when we drove into Kherson, I was amazed how it was not touched.
Clean,
number one. Number two, the dealerships, every single window was intact. There were no cars, but it was like Russians weren't even there.
Yeah.
And then the day after, 2 days later,
yeah,
and that's it. And then they just kept on hitting it. And first thing I want to do, I want to protect all our stations. They make power and heat.
Yeah.
Because since we used to deliver burjuiki to Kharkiv, and if I would put up a candle, and the candle I would ask for one thing: please give us warm winter. Because that's one thing I was asking for every year.
Yeah.
But this year I knew no prayer can help.
No.
Because listen, we got lucky 3 years.
Well, look, I mean, I know, like you've been earlier today, before you came here, you were at an invincibility point, which is where Kyiv, the municipal authorities are setting up these stations where people can go and they can get a little something warm to eat. And did you deliver a
yes,
you delivered
they
a
gave me generator
generator?
because not enough to charge up the
But
flows.
we have spoken about this throughout this entire discussion. As we draw to a close here, I think one of the through lines of this entire conversation that we've had is that Ukrainians are going to stand together.
Oh.
They are never going to break. They are going to survive this war. There will be a free Ukraine at the end of this, and Russia can go home and they can maybe look in the mirror and make the changes that they need to do. But Ukraine, because Ukrainians are together, and I'm only hoping that the international community will just, I know they've been helpful to us here, and thank God for our allies and friends who are supplying things, but more. We need more. We need more assistance. So I know you are going to keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to support you throughout. Brother, you and I are in this together to the end. I know your cousin Lev is in this to the end. Malcolm Nance, our other fellow, contributor to the Generators for Ukraine project, he's going to stick it out until the end. There are lots of people who are determined to make sure that Ukraine remains free. And so thank you for what you do, my friend. Thank you for helping your fellow Ukrainians. Thank you for helping us, for keeping the lights on here, because we believe in the information war and fighting that information war. But if there's any last thing you'd like to kind of say to the audience here about the situation here, or what you hope they can do to assist?
A few things. Number one, I'm just getting started. This is all foundation because we have a long road ahead of us.
Yeah.
First, you have to win, then we have to stabilize, then we have to build, then we have to prosper. So there is a long way ahead of us. I'm just getting started. Number two, I'll make a little prediction. The way I feel it, the way I see it, and I hope to God that I'm at least partially right. I believe that Ukraine will win.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
question in my mind.
Russia will fall apart. Maybe I believe like Moscow, St. Pete, that will be. But all the other parts, they're going to be. China's going to take its part.
Yeah.
No, it will happen.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Ukraine, and as I've been saying it for the past at least 10 years. I've been saying that on paper and the microphone and off and on the record that Ukraine is going to become one of the most powerful, strongest countries in Europe. It will happen. It's not if. The question is when.
Yeah.
So
and how and the path. And there's lots of work to be done, friend, but it is going to be done.
If you take all the clouds away and focus on everything, that's why everybody's protecting it, because you cannot. This is like beginning of a lot of things. This is a root to a lot of things. This is a zerno. Zerno is a kind of seed. This is a seed. So this is the seed that everybody puts water on, because when it grows, because Ukraine has everything. It has the beauty. He has the warmth. He has the best soil to grow stuff. He does
smartest people.
It doesn't have no plates. So there is no hurricanes. There are no twisters. This is it's like paradise land to live on.
Yeah.
So this is the land that no matter what happens, it can produce. And like you said, people have good heart and good heads on their shoulder. So listen, we are as Ukrainians, we are grateful to America, to the world, to Europe for standing with us. A lot of people say, "Oh, they didn't do enough," but listen, Even if you done just a little drop, but that drop, it mattered the most when it meant. So because of the drop, we are still breathing.
Mhm.
Because of the drop, we are able to right now. We are 60% of our own defense, my friends. 60%,
Yeah.
and now 10%. We don't need nobody.
Yeah.
We almost there. So I want to thank America, thank the world, thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here, not chilling on Great Lakes, fishing for carp, enjoying the beers and watching the Super Bowl and kicking off. You are here with us,
I am here with
just
you.
like
I will go home.
oh,
I will when this is over. I have spent my entire professional career covering wars.
so
And
you will
I
go home.
never wanted to see another war in my life, but this is too
Oh,
important,
but this
and
is-
I care about
this is
this
the
too
biggest.
much. But
You will
Sasha,
go.
I hope I never see another war. I hope this is the last
Amen.
one.
Amen.
I hope this is the
Amen.
last one.
Amen.
But until it's concluded, I'm staying here with you. You and I, we're going to fight in any way we can, and that doesn't just mean with weapons. There are tons of different fights going on right now.
Yep.
There's the fight to keep people warm and fed and safe. There's the fight to keep the truth out there so that the Russians don't control the narrative. We control the narrative. That's why we all agreed, you, me, Lev, Malcolm, for the Generators for Ukraine
Yep.
project, that
And we did it.
that keeping the
And we
studio
did- and
open
we did it, and
was
we're doing it.
also important.
You know how many
So
families?
I am grateful to you. I'm grateful to Generators for Ukraine and everybody who's already contributed. And if you haven't already, the link will be down below. This is urgent. Do donate to Generators for Ukraine because we need it, and we need it right now. So we're going to keep pushing this out. We're going to keep talking. You and I are going to keep working.
Yep.
And brother, we are in it until the end because I know that at the end, this is going to be a great land and a great people.
Oh.
So thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming here and speaking to us today, Alex. It's been a real pleasure. We're gonna keep working.
Oh, we'll do it again.
All right,
Slava
my friend.
Ukrainian.
Geroyam Slava. Thank you, my friend.
All right, my friend. Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for watching. Do contribute.